Ash, thank you very much for taking the time to have a little conversation with us.
My pleasure.
Introduce the tournament for us, what this weekend is about, and what it means to you to be able to put this on.
The Invitational is, well, first of all, I think what it's become is like if we look at what it is right now, it's amazing, and we never really thought that it was going to go in that direction. But really, where it was started was a little cafe in LA. We had just finished our first tour to the USA, and we were just kind of thinking like, this can't be it. We have to do more. So really, the intention behind it and the purpose behind it is to try to get just some of our elite kids kind of some extra games, elite games, in a bit of a different setting, bit of a different format, and I think it's become a really popular event for the kids. They love playing in it. It's really free-flowing, fast-paced, and then you introduce things like the Victorian players in, and it just adds a whole nother element. So, if we can get that elite talent with elite coaching input, and let them go, let them play more, and let them develop, learn new things. That's ultimately what we're trying to do.
One of the main things the players keep mentioning is the intensity and the speed of the game. How is Aussie Prospects in terms of hosting this event? How do you facilitate and promote that intensity and speed for the games?
Sure. Really, I think it's about tapping into their why. And a lot of the guys here, they want to play pro ball, they want to play college ball, and it's really about kind of tapping into that and setting a framework that kind of enables them to showcase where they're at on that journey, that pro journey or college journey. But the introduction of things like the live streaming to the US, coaches watching. I've been getting messages from coaches this morning trying to get players, like, whilst they're not here kind of physically in person, there's an awareness that they're watching, so they're really trying to showcase that. And we bring that element of it's about showing your best, not just your skill set, but also like your character, your work ethic, things like that. So that's one side. I think the other side is, because we handpick the kids, we're really looking for the ones that really want to do the work. They've got the right attitude. They're also in it for the right reasons. So you put that mix together, and then I think the end result is what we see, that the intensity is high, the work rate's high, the guys are getting after it and competing, and they're trying to show what they can do and get picked up. We've had so many boys and girls picked up from this tournament. So a lot of that happens behind the scenes, so not many people know about it. But yeah, we've got a whole bunch of kids that they get picked up from here. So it's a real opportunity. Yeah.
Awesome. I don't want to take up too much of your time, so just one final question for the kids that have never been here or are still too young to be here. What would your advice be to them in terms of what do they need to do moving forward to be able to get invited to this event?
Oh, it's a really good question, and it's one I get asked a lot. As a lot of people know, we don't do any like tryouts, or you can't just kind of register or sign up. So we really work off like coaches' recommendations and scouting, like really kind of like almost like old school methods. So we're keeping track of films that we're talking to coaches, we're keeping track of stats. I'll go down and watch wobble games. Sometimes it's just the way a kid carries himself. We had a kid like that, was not on our radar. Liked the way he carried himself, really good touch, really good hands. Went from there to now he's in D1 college, like just from going down to a wobble game. So he had to do a lot of work. I think probably the biggest piece of advice is you can't skip steps. So wherever you're at is where you're at. If you've got that desire to kind of be in an environment like this and play with Aussie Prospects, getting that honest feedback and then working towards those things. Some people might be 2 years away. Well, don't try to skip those steps. Like the learning and the growth is very important, because I think one of the biggest kind of traps for young players is when they kind of think they're a bit ahead of where they are. They're trying to convince themselves that they don't need to do that amount of work. Being realistic and dedicating yourself to it, eventually like those things shine through. People see it, other coaches see it. Some of the guys we've got here playing, they're not necessarily the leading scorers in their teams or haven't played on state teams, but they belong at this level. They're elite and they've done the work. So we're kind of looking for that whole package.
Beautiful, Coach. Thank you very much. Not going to take up too much of your time today. We'll have a real chat when we've recovered from this weekend for sure.
Awesome. Thanks, Coach. Appreciate it. Thank you.
That was awesome. Thank you.